So anybody buying what Quin Snyder is selling here? Because Quin Snyder did an interview with Jeff Schultz of The Athletic, and uh, they asked him about his role within the organization, right? Besides being a head coach, what's his influence and what's his role? Okay. And again, he brought up the collaborative and all this kind of stuff. And he said, "Oh no, I'm just here to coach, and that's Landry Fields and Kyle Korver. Whatever roster that they give me, I'm just going to coach those guys up." Okay, downplaying the idea that he doesn't have any influence in what the Hawks are doing this offseason or what have you. Okay. Okay. I'm not buying any of this stuff. I'm not buying what the Hawks are trying to sell me right now. And here's why. Okay. With regards to Quin Snyder. So you mean to tell me that they pulled him off of a beach for an extended vacation to come coach this group of vagabonds, and he just said, "Oh yeah, I'll coach him because it's going to be good. It's a good time," and coach this group of misfits that have done nothing from their Eastern Conference Finals trip, haven't built anything over the last couple of seasons, are barely finding their way into the playoffs. And he said, "Oh yeah, I want to coach these guys so badly." See, everything that we have heard about Quin Snyder, I've talked to the play-by-play guy. I've talked to the beat writers for the Salt Lake Tribune. I've talked to other coaches. I've talked to other people. Everything about Quin Snyder has said that one of the big things that he was his hang-up in Utah was the fact that he wanted to have more say and influence over personnel for this roster. And I understand that. Look, I mean, coaches today, look, Pop's got control. Doc Rivers had control. You want control, or at least some say in your voice in the room that is going to be heard. But Quin Snyder is trying to downplay. "Oh, no. It's Landry Fields and all that." Now, I'm not saying that Quin Snyder has the final say and the final authority to make the decisions about what the roster is going to be. I'm not saying that he has all the final says and different stuff like that. But you can't tell me that Quin Snyder decided 75% of the way through the season, coming off a trip to the beach, that he wanted to desperately go coach this team. Of all teams, the most underachieving franchise in the NBA, he wanted to come coach these guys. I'm not buying that. Now, I know they paid him championship coach caliber money, right? His money, where he makes per year, puts you in that championship coach kind of range. Doc, Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra, Mike Budenholzer, Nick Nurse. I mean, he's in that range. He's in that. The only coach that is exceedingly above, higher than what Snyder is Popovich, which, understand, again, no issues there. But it's not like he's getting Frank Vogel money or lower level money to come in and coach the Hawks. He got paid top tier coaching money. He got paid championship caliber coaching money. And you mean to tell me that after all of the things we've heard about Quin Snyder, that he's just content to sit on the sidelines and coach? I'm not buying that for a second. This whole organization, I'm starting to not buy. Okay? See, again, I wanted Tony Ressler to come out and do two things. Tell me, are we going in the luxury tax this year? And give me the pecking order for what the organization looks like. I don't care if you give me a flow chart and it says, on here. And again, if Snyder's third, fourth, whatever in the pecking order, that's fine. Give me a flow chart and let me see it. Because I don't believe for a second that we're built up to hear all of this kind of stuff, that we've been led to believe that these are what the issues were and all this, that, and the other. Again, they were very successful in Utah. They were certainly one of the better teams in the Western Conference. They were a really good offense. They were one of the best offenses in the NBA. They were a good defensive team. They had the defensive player of the year in Rudy Gobert. Donovan Mitchell was around. Okay. So I'm to believe that all of a sudden now, all of this stuff that we've heard for the longest time isn't part of what Quin Snyder wants to be a part of in the organization. He's just content to come in and coach and he comes into this team of vagabonds and coaches them. And, again, they didn't even get the boost. You would think that, look, Georgia Tech football got a boost off a change in their coaches, right? They got a boost. We didn't get a boost. Where's my boost? They were 10 and 11 under Coach Quinn. 10 and 11 under Quin Snyder. That's no boost. But I'm to believe that, they pulled him off the beach and, yeah, he wanted to be here. Huh? I know he knows the organization, but what does he owe Tony Russell or whatever? And he could have had his picker's job. Look at all the guys that got fired in the Eastern Conference. Budenholzer and Doc Ritt, all the championship coaches are gone. I don't believe for a second. And I'm not saying that Jeff Schultz is being duped or he's dumb or anything like that. And I'm not saying Coach Snyder is lying full on where he just talks about this. But the fact is that he's going to have an influence on this roster. He didn't just come in here to sit on the sidelines because, again, he literally said, I just coach the team that Landry gives me. Huh? What? You buying that? I'm not getting duped for all of that stuff. I'm not believing and buying into all of that. But that's where we're at with all of this. That's where we're at. I know the draft's coming up Thursday. I'm not saying he's going to stand up there and they're going to show him, making the pick or whatever like that. But I don't believe for a second that after everything I've been led to believe, after everything that I've heard about all of this is all of a sudden it's making its way where, again, we're just, I don't know, that we're led to believe that all of this stuff has happened and it's just kind of happened in a vacuum. I'm just not buying any of that from Quin Snyder. I'm just not buying the idea that he's been through all of this stuff just to coach the Hawks, an underachieving organization. And now all of a sudden we're supposed to believe and we're led to believe that he's not going to have any kind of say whatsoever when for his whole career, it's been what he's wanted. Sorry, I'm just not buying the things that I'm being sold on right now. All right, as you make Hittin Hard your first listen, be sure to go in and leave us a comment that you're an everyday listener to the program. So you're listening in 5 days a week to the program. We thank you so much for being a part of our ever-growing community, and certainly we do thank you for being a part of the show. And listen, we want you to let us know in whatever platform that you're listening on that you're an everyday listener to the program. So we thank you greatly for being a part of our community.